We just saw a movie. Actually, wait, we saw Frankie Freako, which is a tale, kind of like the Cat in the Hat, but crossed with Gremlins, of a guy who's really square and he wants to be, you know, hip, and because you know it's a lie that you're not hip to be square. So he decided to be more like a rombus.
A rhombus, that's just the best word. I feel that, like, we don't say rhombus enough. I'm not exposed to rhombuses enough in my daily life.
But the point is, he needs to, you know, become a freako himself and learn to go beyond his self-inflicted sort of limitations. So, as a thematic reference to this, let's get freako with this.
No, it's sideways. It's not going to be like this the whole time, is it?
Yes.
No, it's terrible.
To irritate Teddy, it will be.
But it's irritating me.
That is a sacrifice I'm willing to make.
And also, I'm really sorry. We're very in your face. Apparently, it's like, hello. We're in the car selfie. Well, I guess that is what Backseat Freako is. Or was at some point.
Yeah. Anyway.
Yeah.
This was the latest film by the ones who were in Astron 6. It's the closest thing we've had to an actual Astron 6 film since the editor. The thing is, Astron 6 stopped working and operating about 2020, and so they've gone off and done other projects like The Void and Psycho Gorman, and then this one. But this one has like 5 of them involved in it, so it's a de facto, you know, Astron 6 film.
I watched this film against my own best wishes. No, I'm just...
No, you like Astron 6.
I do.
You know, usually when I say, I want to watch a film, you're like, no, I refuse, and you stab me. But this one I was like, it's an Astron 6 related film, and you're like, okay. And then you stabbed me, but less.
No, because I had a lot that I got done today, so I was tired, and, you know.
But, you know...
It's a Sunday. We're filming this on a Sunday.
You decided to get your freako on, and you were happy.
While we ate dinner, so...
So anyway, this you got the main character is Connor Sweeney, who played Justice, the Australian in Manborg, and played Twink in Father's Day. He's basically he's a Nevish type.
I feel like this character is Mormon coded. I feel like he was meant to be a Mormon character.
Yeah, I'm
sorry, Mormons in the audience.
He's a mid-level office drone, very very.
He's like, oh no, boring. Caffeine. And he's like, oh no, his show that he watches obsessively is period episodes of Antiques Roadshow.
Yeah.
And he's like, oh, 8:30 p.m., far too late on a Friday. Kind of guy.
And he, because everyone says he's too bland and too boring and too square, he decides to call up Frankie Freako, phone service where you get little monsters, like the Gremlins come in and basically party with you.
Like, it's very apparent, I'm going to say, just right up front, that this film is trying to be the kid version of what a film would have been back then. Because, obviously, like everyone who lived through the 80s and 90s knows, a 1-900 number is a sex number. Like, you'd see, like, if you were up late at night watching, you know, one of the local stations that would go over to cable AdNet and, like, you know, infomercials all night, and there'd be, like a saxophone riff that would, like, repeat every 5 seconds, you know, so they'd be like, hello, you can call and chat with me anytime, and you knew it's a sex line. Like, so that's the obvious allegory.
Yeah.
And it was very, very interesting that, like, you know that, and the directors know that you know that, but it's like, oh, he'll help you learn how to loosen up. And not drink alcohol or like do bad. It's like a 5 or 6 year old's idea of what a rad bad guy does. Like wear spikes and leather and listen to hard metal and party. You know what it reminds me of? What low budget film were we watching where it was everyone's like, oh, we're going to party, and then like they talked about doing shots the whole entire time, but they never actually drank any of the shots. Was it one of those?
Was that one of the Steve Radzinski films?
Yeah, I think it was the anthology one that he did that the other people wrote and he directed.
Oh, I forget the name. It begins with an S.
Yeah,
it's not the
Slithers, something like that. Yeah, but it was like
something the movie.
Yeah, but it was like that, like a child's idea of party, let's do shots, but then no one ever actually drinks the shots.
Yeah, and you get harder partying in the Dark Dungeons adaptation.
Yeah, like this idea of like, that's what party, because they're playing like Go Fish. So it's really hilarious because this is meant to be a child's film, with like the nod and the wink to the fact that there are no actual children watching this. It's all adults watching it and pretending we're children.
Yeah, it is this odd mix. The odd mix is helped because this is the most deliberately late 80s, early 90s coded film of all time.
Yeah, I feel like I'm not making a lot of sense. I'm just waffling. But, like, there were so many different aspects of, like, all right, yes, I know exactly. I get that reference, and that's why this is good, kind of thing.
I mean, the Astron guys have always been spectacular at recreating a particular time and place on a low budget.
Yeah.
I wish someone would one day give them a decent budget to do this more completely, but yeah, they're very good at recreating when something's meant to be.
Yeah, like the phone book. Remember that? I'm sure there's still the phone book now. But,
oh yeah, probably somewhere.
I mean, children probably have to sit on something. So, but yeah, like, and the interior of the house was a very late '80s, early '90s house. Just everything. It was very perfect. But it was that pastiche of like that thing that innately upsets little children. The idea, like, oh no, somebody wild and crazy is gonna come and break all the rules, and you're gonna get blamed for it. Like it's like the Cat in the Hat up to 11. I had like anxiety when we were watching. I had to play on my phone.
You've also got
I'm very susceptible to that.
You've also got some weird science stuff about that.
Yeah. And they did that effect of like the blue lightning crawling over surfaces while the wind is blowing.
And like that one,
very 90s.
They very well. It was an excellent recreation of the effect, but it wasn't done in exactly the same way as the earlier ones because they used like optical effects and this old tech to do it. But this one, nice recreation, not perfect, but that's indicative of how Astron 6 their stuff like this is. They are very good at recreating. It's not quite 100% yet though. If they had a bigger budget, they would do much.
Oh no, they are brilliant at everything that they do. But I have one more point, and you can do all the talking. Well, then why do you have me in the vids? If you're like, Joe, shut up, I gotta talk about something. Ow, glump. Anyway, no one said that for like 17 years.
Since like 1993.
And get off me. No, that was an Oz thing, glump. That was an internet thing. But what I was gonna say is there was a bit of the kind of like urban folklore to this. So this, how like all the slasher films was predicated on the idea of, oh no, if you go out and do immoral things, children, like have sex and cars, then something awful will befall you and it'll be your own damn fault. So this is kind of the inverse of that. This kind of like Cat in the Hat or Gremlins or, that kind of setup where, oh no, someone's coming to break the rules and you're going to get blamed. So it's kind of like a warning of don't be too good. Kids, don't be too good, because if you're too good, your behavior will draw the attention and it will attract these bad guys who will do bad things and blame you because you were too good. You made yourself a target. It's kind of like a very 80s, very like...
It's a bit gaslighting.
Yeah, like a victim blaming kind of thing. Like, if you're too good, someone will come and fuck everything up. But it's okay. Your life might be absolutely destroyed, but you learn to loosen up, that kind of,
Yeah.
I don't stop laughing now.
You had there's the metaphor that you worked out very early on, which I can definitely see, although it doesn't line up with how the film goes entirely, where the Frankie, the main character, it could be viewed as a metaphor for homosexual,
yeah, because he's like this little like punk muppet, and he's like, "Hey, what's the crack, baby?" I didn't say what's the crack because that's Irish, but you know what I mean. And the guy's like, huh, and I'm like, is this meant to be sexual? Because like, there is no, this. It's a 1-900. This is about sex. If this is not that, girls, all the Princess Pat, or like all of those songs you'd sing in scouting that was like actually really, really filthy. It's about sex and drugs. Yeah. But like,
yeah, basically you could view this as a metaphor for a closeted gay guy coming out.
Especially with the Mormon part.
Or more likely a closeted bi or pan guy because he's still happily with the girlfriend by the end and he's sort of more like her in the end, so...
Yeah. But and then he does, like, spoilers, he ends up in like this twink slave costume.
He does. And one of the guys from Red Letter Media wants to have sex with him. Because all three of the Red Letter Media guys are in this. Doing voices, because they were also in Psycho Goreman, so they just must be friends with the Astron chaps. Good on them.
I mean, but here's the thing, like, the more low-budget stuff that we watch, the more, like, we'll be like, oh, hey, it's so-and-so from, like, film junkies or whatever.
Yeah, the lower budget end of film does tend to generate its own little communities. Like Linnea Quigley was in a lot of films like in the 80s, and then you've got like the more respectable ones, like, you know, say Doug Bradley and, you know, Tony Todd. You know, you've almost got like a little community of actors who are in different budget ranges of films,
and they'll slim it. No,
yeah. I mean, you can get a decent job just by appearing in consistently in films that people remember.
See, I'm sorry. Like, I'm looking at the viewfinder and I'm going the opposite direction, and I'm kind of like keep trying to correct, and I feel like I'm slowly like we're gonna stand up. My back's going.
Oh no!
Stop it. But yeah, no. So basically, his girlfriend goes away to some kind of business. Would you stop that? You're not alive. Some kind of business related thing somewhere. And
she's an artiste. An artiste. She arts.
She arts about. And so she's like, protect the house, especially all of my like really bad, you know, sculptures. Well, you know, they're meant to be art, but you're like, this is really bad. And he's like, yeah, that's grand. And he calls the number, and then predictably, little like, what was the Goonies? The Ghoulies, the ones came out the toilet.
Yeah, you got Ghoulies. There's a bunch of ones like this.
So they show up and they have the trashing the house montage, with him doing the fighting back montage. And then it turns out they're aliens from an alien planet who travel through the phone lines, which is the second thing we've watched recently about aliens doing stuff through human communication involving the 80s. Because there was Terrorvision.
Terrorvision, yeah. Terrorvision, which I should be filming.
So if I had a nickel, I'd have 10 cents, which is not a lot if we were to tap in twice.
But I should be filming a crossover for Terrorvision in late August. We're having a house guest called Film Brain. Of course, I have no idea when this video is going to go up. I'm just going to give it to Teddy and they'll decide. But so that might have already gone up for all I know.
You see, in our spare room, the bed is a Super King mattress, and apparently it's really, really comfortable. Like, people who come and stay at our house tell us it's comfortable, so, no. So now Maddie can be like, oh, it's really comfortable.
So we're happy to have, you know, interesting house guests over.
But yeah, so anyway, so it turns out that they're aliens from another planet that travel by the phone lines, and these three that are terrorizing your man on Earth are actually counterculture rebels because there's this fascist one. So they all get taken back by the police, well, the robotic police. It makes sense, don't worry about it. And your man is taken as a sex slave. It doesn't really make sense, but, you know, but who cares? Yeah, and then they're hauled in front of the big boss, and there's like this kind of purity test machine to see how freaky you are, kind of like Osiris weighing your heart in the Egyptian afterlife. I doubt that was an influence at all. And turns out your man has no freakiness in him,
which is a superpower.
Yeah, but here's the thing: if they're on the planet Freako, and their races, they're freaks, that's what they are. Shouldn't more freakishness be good? Is this some kind of weird eugenics statement? Like, I'm so confused.
The film is a little bit oh so random.
Just saying.
Lol, oh so random.
Lol. Penguin of Doom. Oh, Spork of Doom. No, it was the Spork.
But it's fun. It's
Penguin. It was Penguin of Doom.
Like, it's fun if you know what you're getting to. Like, a lot of people seem not to like it, as far as I can tell from looking on comments on the internet.
I want to know the generation because I feel that young Gen X and elder millennials, that's who this is for. I have a feeling that like Gen Z would watch it and be like, what the fuck is this?
Yeah, basically...
I am not rizzed, they'll say.
Your generation probably has to have an affection for, like, the Garbage Pail Kids or shit like that.
This is what it reminds me of, the Garbage Pail Kids movie. What was that film where it was, like, two kids and a teenager or something like that, and they met some aliens in a spaceship, and I don't remember anything that happens, only the fact that when the kids are first taken by the aliens are talking in, like, hip, like, taglines and stuff like that, and the kid says, they're speaking English. And the other kid says, no, what if they're just speaking a language that sounds like English?
Explorers?
I don't know. We've had this conversation before. I'm like, I saw it on TV in the 80s.
I think that's Explorers.
That's what it reminded me of.
I'm going to confirm if I'm right about this.
Yeah, I don't remember anything else about this film, other than there was a woman and her mom who watched kids sometimes on specific days when the other daycare was closed. They were really nice. And I was there for a day. and a whole bunch of us watching it on TV. Yeah, that looks familiar to me.
Yeah.
But for some reason, that reminded me of that and the live-action Garbage Pail Kids movie.
Garbage Pail.
Yeah. So if you liked pop culture when you were a child, if your childhood was very specific, you will like this film. I mean, even if you just grew up with the tropes, if you're a bit younger, that's grand. You'll be fine.
Yeah, it's fun. The main issue is the techie stuff on the little monsters is far from ideal. But, it's a low-budget film, and they have a fuckload of them, so you can't really expect the sort of level you get in Gremlins or whatever. The fact that they managed to do this on an Astron 6 adjacent budget is fantastic.
And you know what? The ending kind of had a twist that came out of nowhere. But it was one of those haha and everything was okay kind of the way that movies at that time ended.
Yeah.
Because they were, secretly wanting to be spun off into a television show. So I feel like that was like a secret pilot kind of nod.
Like, they got to a point in the film, they're like, we can end it here, but let's see if we can think of something else just to add to the end that's not got no relation to what happened earlier. Like, there's some stuff that doesn't line up. Like, this is completely separate. It's set at Christmas. The only clue to this that I can recall was the Christmas decorations in the office, but they're like old and crap.
There's a part. Oh, we forgot the whole entire Office subplot.
Oh yeah.
So he also is like an office worker doing a boring office thing, and his boss is a skeeve who's basically like, yeah, you're gonna get this promotion that he's obviously not gonna get. And he's like, yeah, so I need you to come to work on Saturday and shred some very important documents. I can only trust you. And it's obvious that the boss is doing something bad and wants him to get caught on camera taking the fall. He's like, yeah, no, sure, boss, I will. And so that's the morning after when the Freakos originally arrive. And so he does end up going there, but then also it's never really made clear if he's hallucinating them calling or he's seeing them calling and faxing. And he has a mental breakdown. And the boss is like, I care about you as long as I can get you to appear on camera to shred these documents. He's like, yeah, I'm in a really bad place. Come to my house and I'll show you. And so at first he doesn't believe him. And then, of course, he gets ambushed by the Freakos and then covered in glue. And he remains there the entirety of the film. He's there in the credits. Yeah,
the whole rest of the credits he's frozen with glue. But the main character apparently has a giant vat of glue in his basement for no reason whatsoever.
We all did. And then we drank from the... No. That meme, okay, allow me to shake my fist and yell at a cloud for a second. That meme pisses me off so much because, alright, maybe it's just, I'm speaking from privilege, I came from the suburbs, but I drink from the fucking hose. If I wanted to drink from the hose, right, you know what I have to do? Is that I have to go lift up the garage, go into the garage, fight all the spiders and the wasps to get the hose, drag the hose out to the side of the house, connect up the hose to the external spigot, and then drink. No, there's probably Ebola inside of that hose. I'm not. Why would I not just walk inside the house and get some water? Jesus Christ! Everyone's like, I drank from the. And I'll see those memes on Facebook from pages I don't follow that are trying to entice me in. Like, if you drank from the hose, you had the best childhood. No,
it's possible that at least some of them had, their hoses already hooked up.
Some kind of intestinal issue throughout adolescence because of it. Jesus Christ! It just nobody that I know would do something that disgusting. That's awful.
Omega only complains about the most important things.
I told you. Well, it's a Sunday night and I'm tired, and apparently I got some sun yesterday when I was walking to Tesco.
We just have to get our Freako on.
No, you made it worse. But yeah, so I mean, I think that you already know if you. I thought you were having a seizure.
I fell over because I'm overbalanced.
You can just stay there. I'm not pulling you up. But yeah, so you already know if you're gonna like this. All right, come on. Ouch. My back. But if any of the things that we've said have lit a fire, I'm under. You could do worse. You could do worse.
Yeah,
I could have done worse with my Sunday.
I know it's streaming. I think it's on Amazon Prime. You can get it on demand. There's also Blu-ray out there. There's not a DVD release, sadly, because I'd love to have a copy in my DVD collection. Reason I don't like Blu-rays as much is because I don't have a Blu-ray ripper for making reviews. So.
Oh, I thought it was just because, Blu-ray, just no one likes it anymore.
No, Blu-ray. There's some things are just on one or the other. They're both going along pretty fine.
It seemed like it was going to be the next big thing. It's like, oh, what's it going to be? HD DVD or Blu-ray? And like, oh, Blu-ray won, hooray! And everyone continued not caring. Is the way that I saw that.
No, if you go to like like HMV or something, you usually get more Blu-rays than DVDs nowadays.
I guess I don't.
I mean, at some point, I'm going to have to get a Blu-ray ripper for reviews because DVDs are going to die probably before Blu-rays. But
Just remember
how irritating for me.
I was working at Barnes and Noble. This was the Saturday after they decided, oh, it's gonna be Blu-ray. So some guy comes in to music, and I wasn't there. This was relayed to me by Al, who was not exactly a pleasant person. But so this guy starts having going at Al. He's like, oh yeah. So did you hear the HD DVD is not going to be the thing? And Al's like, yeah, I heard. The guy's like, oh, it's going to be Blu-ray. And I was like, yeah. And he goes, so when are your DVDs all going like 50, 70% off? And he's like, that's not how this works. And like to this day, like DVDs are still the price they are.
Yeah. Most mainstream film got a DVD release.
Do you want to know the first DVD that I ever saw that had a menu, like like the whole entire like menu set up with like things happening? Mm-hmm. It was that first new live action Planet of the Apes. The Tim Burton one.
Mine was Aliens. That was the first Blu-ray I
and
owned.
It just looped, and I know this because a whole bunch of us fell asleep at my friend's house. It was just looping, and I was like, oh, I should get up and drive home. The floor's really comfortable. I finally just slept there.
Mine was the Aliens Special Edition because one of my siblings, I believe it was Teddy, found it whenever out in town and decided I should have it, so bought it for me and then demanded the money. And I gave it because yes, having the special edition of Aliens was very cool. Because previously I'd only.
I mean, you were happy with what you got,
Yeah,
you wouldn't have of your own volition gone out and done it.
I mean, yeah, it's like
It's kind of extortion. I got you a present. Give me money.
Essentially. But
you have no choice. You have been gifted.
I'd only previously seen the theatrical cut, so that was good. But it had little animated things. The first full-on Blu-ray and it was sort of DVD sort of thingy like that was probably Rocky Horror Picture Show DVD, where you've got the legs wandering around and yelling at you if you don't play anything.
It's just one of those things. Like I remember, like falling asleep on the couch watching a film and then waking up to like the DVD menu, just repeating that same 30-second loop. You're like, oh, I should get up and go to bed or do something, but I just want to lay here for a while. Still, it's looping. See, Gen Z and Gen Alpha, you'll never understand what it was like to be an adult in the 2010s. No, the aughts. That was Blu-rays or DVDs were early on.
Well, we don't know what it was like to be an adult in the 70s. It's like time is linear.
Yeah, but just like that idea of I want to sit here laying on the couch while this thing is looping and not like having a phone to be messing with.
More trouble.
Like apparently I'm told from my friends who have children that like kids these days like just lose their mind if you tell them, oh yeah, like when I was young and we would go on like, oh, a 7-hour car ride, I didn't have a tablet or a smartphone, You might have had a Game Boy or like a handheld console, but probably not. But then you would just like read. But if you got motion sick from reading in the car, you would just shit out of luck and had to look out the window.
Well, that's...
And apparently, like, that's a challenge people tell their kids. The kids are like, no! And parents are like...
You try to tell someone from Europe that, you get a similar reaction because, it didn't drive that much because things was close by.
Yeah, but, like, there were still people who drove from, like, the south of England to Scotland, I'm sure.
Yeah, but not very commonly.
Right, but, like, the generation in Europe is not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about people who I know who have, like, this is one of those social media challenges. Like, tell your kid something from your childhood that would amaze or astound them,
Well, it's just the old, saying 100 years in America is a long time, 100 miles in Europe is a long distance.
Yeah, like, I'm trying to think of a specific example, something that, like, my parents were like, it was like this when I was young.
Because, I would get pissed off with a drive if we were going, like, 40 minutes away.
Oh, my God, you big whiner.
It's not so much a whiner, it's just because
we drove up to visit a friend of mine from Pikesville, Maryland, up into York County, Pennsylvania. It was Shrewsbury, Pennsylvania. And she's like, oh, how long is it going to take? And I was like, about 40 minutes, really. It's a very short drive. And she's like, oh, no, we got to go to the 7-Eleven and get the snacks and drinks. And just, like, came out with, like, 4 drinks. Like, is this enough for the trip? Like, it's 40 minutes.
You might be over...
There's not even a rest stop.
You might be over egging exactly what I said, but it's also very possible that at the 7-Eleven I wanted to pick up interesting American things that I didn't have back home.
Like, you know, or when we were in Thailand and your dad was like, "Oh, it's gonna be 3 hours." I was like, "Yeah, that's decent trip," and you were like,
I was so sad. My knee was already banjaxed though.
Although because you wouldn't get a Thai SIM in your phone, you didn't have like you can get a really cheap like just unlimited data for like 2 weeks or something like that. You know, on a very cheap SIM that you just pop in. The only thing is it adds a bunch of contacts to your phone in Thai that you have to go through and delete later, but. You didn't get one. Sue was like, "Give me your phone," and I was like, "You should have gotten your own SIM card."
I am history's greatest monster. Anyway,
just that's the freak. That's our freak tonight.
Yeah,
that's our freak level.
Because we mentioned Thailand in October, we're going to Thailand again with my dad for for a little while.
And extracurricular minion.
Yeah, for the patrons, there will be like videos I do every day. I will take little videos of me finding something interesting and doing a dumbass bit of commentary over it, and it will be given to the patrons for their perusal. So if you want to see that, you better join up with the Patreon. There's also the last Thailand trip and the Amsterdam trip. They both got similar sorts of things, and also there's some reviews where you can only see on the Patreon.
You didn't get a picture of the monitor lizards, did you? Because that was my video with the monitor. There were monitor lizards. They were huge.
But there was a bit with the monitor lizards. I don't know if you sent me the video, but I can't remember.
Well, they were huge.
Yeah, they were big.
But yeah, so Frankie Freako, I mean, sure you know yourself. If anything that we've said makes you be like, "Yes, rock on," and jump out of your seat and do air guitar, I have a feeling that you'll be watching.
The hair metal song in this sounds a lot like Two Heads Are Better Than One by Power Tool from the Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure soundtrack. And if this was not, if this wasn't an actual 80s song, I doubt it. I think it was probably created for the film. But they were definitely channeling that kind of music, if not that particular song.
Yeah, like this, I said at the time that was exactly the kind of song that'd be playing over the radio at the Sears Auto Parts Service Center. Well, you're sitting there with your dad on a Saturday afternoon in the summer, waiting for your dad's car to get new brakes and new tires. And that would be playing, and the TV would have some kind of weird show that you couldn't even hear anyway, and like somebody would be making a coffee, because they always had like that old like ancient thing of the coffee machine there, and you're just kicking your feet on a plastic chair, and you don't want to be here. And you're just everything smells like tires. Coffee. That's that specific song. Have you had my specific childhood?
Anyway, we shall see you guys soon.
Have a great time and get your freak on.